All right, here we are live on Tuesday. Tuesday! It's Break On Through. Where are you? You're not here on Break On Through. Yeah. I guess no one wants to see us today.
That's good. Because
I don't know what's going on over there. Oh, here's some people coming. Oh, that's the little guy. He's little Coleman's going berserk in there. Well, Ripper, great to have you here again. As always, the people love it when the Rip, the Nip, the Skip, the Tripp is here live.
I like it.
I want to show you something. I want to show you and I want to show the people. Look at this right here.
I love that.
George South
We got his own figure, his pint-size all-star.
is a micro brawler. I guess it's the same type of thing as micro brawler, right?
Yep.
Okay, well, look at that. Can y'all dig that? That is a George South micro brawler type figure. Put out by Pro Wrestling Loot. And there is a Chase figure that comes in the blue jacket. And I'm sure, I don't know for a fact, but I'm sure you can get them from George South. You can definitely get them at George South when you go see him perform live on the weekends. But I'm sure you can get one at georgesouth.com if you're not a goof and you send the right amount of money, I guess. But congratulations, George. We are very proud of you.
I remember being a kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that was way before wrestling figures, so we'd get my cousin Jeff to draw pictures of wrestlers on cardboard and cut them out so we could wrestle them, right?
Right.
And then, back in those days, you get all the Anderson, Gene Anderson, Flair, and all that. And we actually made a George South so we could job for the other guys. He actually drew a George South and a cardboard cutout like in the 70s.
Man, that's great.
Is that not cool?
Yeah, that's really great. Have you ever told him that?
No, I'm scared he'd kick my ass.
Hey, there's John Bridges all the way from the town of Wilmington. I can see between the two of us, we may see some of your questions and greetings and stuff like that.
But we'll have to get real close to see it.
Got some Break On Through brew. Tripp's got his Gatorade. We're ready. We, as you know, we don't do a lot of planning on these shows. We, Tripp and I will talk and say, well, what do you want to talk about? And we'll throw something out there. And he comes and hangs out a little bit first, but we decide to not talk about that subject because the one time we did, I forgot to ask him all the good stuff when I had him on. So we were going to talk about the music scene in Charlotte in the 1990s, of which we were very, very huge parts of. And we will get to that.
Yes.
We'll touch on it a little bit. But like Tripp said, and I'm glad he said this because I was just gonna spring this on him right here live in front of all of you. He said we kind of need to talk about the elephant in the room.
You know what it is.
And I'm like, what elephant are you talking about up there, bro? You know what he's talking about. Halloween Ends. Now I told Tripp, I said, don't tell me your opinion. I said, I want to hear it at the same time the people hear it. And I didn't tell him mine either. And a bunch of you probably know mine already, but Tripp, go ahead and tell me what your opinion of Halloween Ends.
I don't attack films the same way others do. I watch Shudder all day long, okay? So I'm watching movies for movies. I'm not saying to myself, is this the big ending or whatever like that. That being said, I think that Mike Myers pulled what I would like to call the Haddonfield screw job. Okay, I think that they talked to Mike. They talked to Mike and said, this is your last movie. And he told the producers, like Bret Hart, don't count me out. Don't do it. Don't count me out. Will you just promise me the one thing? I've given you my life. Don't count me out. So what happens? You saw it. Jamie Lee Curtis manhandles his ass, throws him on the table, put 2 steak knives in his freaking hands, cuts his throat, throws him in the grinder after riding him away in a police car on top of it. So, is that the Haddonfield screw job or what?
Oh, and by the way, spoiler alert.
Yeah, so I'm thinking to myself, didn't we just see Michael, like just see him stomp on a guy's head and it exploded? He took the red-headed female, stuck her on the wall. But yet he can't defeat Jamie Lee Curtis in a one-on-one physical activity. That being said, it was a pretty good movie. I enjoyed it.
You enjoyed it?
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Well, I also enjoyed it. Man, I tried not to read a bunch of, pre-reviews because I know a lot of people saw it on Thursday. I think it actually aired on Thursday. And I didn't get to see it till the first show on that Friday. And man, I'll tell you what, I can't remember hardly any Halloween sequels. I remember the original Halloween. I remember Halloween 2. I like both of those a lot. I remembered Halloween 3 when I saw it. And man, the only time I ever saw it, I think, was at the theater the year it came out. Which was what, 82? Mm-hmm. And I didn't like that one too much. But I saw the others, man. I watched 4 or 5. I probably went all the way to 6, and I just said I'm out. When the mysterious cowboy showed up and broke him out of the prison, I was like, I'm done.
Okay.
There's a mysterious cowboy.
Also,
and I don't even know who the hell it is. So yeah, I don't even care about it anymore.
Also, what happened? This Halloween 3 craze now. Didn't we think that sucked for the first 20 years? Now everybody loves it. What happened? Did it just grow over time or something?
I remember
tried to watch it 2 weeks ago because all y'all said, I'm putting my top 10 Halloween movies. I'm going Halloween 3 at number 2. Number 2? Wow, I got to see this shit again. So I got to put it on. And I'm like, what?
I like the mask. I like the fact that it makes your head explode and makes a bunch of stuff come out of it. That's pretty good.
That's cool.
But that's all I remember.
I can get that with scanners, but go ahead.
But scanners blows your head completely off.
Yeah, well, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it right.
Let's see, Brandon, the Cult of Thorn story. See, I don't even really understand that. I don't understand that very much. So, my good friend Kelly Hellstrom was telling me about that, and I don't know, man. I guess I saw Rob Zombie's first Halloween, and I thought it was all right. You know, it did what it was supposed to do. It entertained me. But I tried to sit through his second one. I did tell Tripp this before we went on. I said I tried to watch Halloween 2, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. I tried to watch it 2 times and didn't make it 20 minutes into it, and I'm just like, I'm out. I'm out of this, because when you have to make your wife be a ghost so that she has a role in the day, man, get me out of here.
I love that. That's a faithful husband. Rob, but I'm dead. How can I be in the new movie? I have an idea.
I bet there wasn't a question mark at the end of it. No, I'm going to be in this movie.
That's right.
So
he said that blue mule.
He said, "Oh Mac, my fucking god, zombie!"
But Mac, did the Monsters movie not look good? I mean, visually, it looked good.
See, I haven't watched it yet, but I've heard everybody that has watched it said it looked great.
Well, you know,
Come on, you got to tell me something. You got to tell him something.
Yeah, tell me. Halloween 3 mean. I mean.
But as far as now, when they restarted the franchise in 2018, I went and watched that one. I really liked it. Halloween Kills left me a little bit disappointed, but not that it was, not that I was done with the trilogy. And then whenever I saw this one, it did what it was supposed to do. It entertained me for what, an hour and 40 minutes, 50 minutes, something like that. So I wasn't disappointed. I don't know. I kind of don't look for any serious meaning and stuff like that anymore.
Well, there you go. This guy, you know, he knew all the background and stuff like that. I watched Halloween Ends like I watch any other movie. Like, I didn't go, wow, there better be a lot of Mike Myers killing here. There better be this. There better be... I just went with total just some movie. Let's go. It was all right that way. You know what I mean? You know, I don't know how things are supposed to end in this stuff. People complained about The Sopranos ending. People complained about Game of Thrones ending. They're always going to complain about the very ending because it's not this huge... Because these guys shot their wad out throughout the series to get to the point, and then when they get to the point, they didn't have anything left, and that's what you get, you know. Now, of course, I did not expect Jamie Lee Curtis body slamming him on the dinner table and taking him out.
Yeah. I enjoyed it, though.
I enjoyed it. Yeah. I enjoyed it. I'm not hard on movies, so I enjoyed it. I watched it twice.
I mean, I know people that expect every movie to be The Godfather and Ben-Hur and
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. I don't require that. Sometimes I like them to be cheap and ridiculous and fun. But yeah, Kelly said it's a bad Halloween movie. It's
Well,
not a bad movie.
that's exactly right. He just said Halloween Ends is not a bad movie. It may be a bad Halloween movie. He may be right there, but it's certainly not a bad movie. And again, I keep saying on situations like this, I don't want to downgrade a genre that I like. Like I said, if they were just to make a Planet of the Apes TV show right now and it really, really stunk, I would lie and tell everybody it was great just to keep them from not making another Seinfeld or Friends episode. I mean, that's what I would do. I would lie just to keep my genre going.
And you're right. You got to support the stuff, man. It's like, when, and I'm not going to say the things I'm talking about, but like whenever a old TV show or an old movie's being remade or an old band is reuniting without some of the key original members.
Pantera's not Pantera without the dead guys.
the whole internet goes apeshit.
Don't they?
And even the people that hate it. The people that hate it are the ones that give it the biggest buzz. I mean, the people that like it go, yeah, cool. And then they're done with it.
The other guys, they
But the
stay
guys
on
that
it.
hate it, they keep it going on the internet day in, day out, every day, 24/7. They are creating a buzz.
Undoubtedly with Halloween Ends, since it did break all records for streaming. so it worked on that too, right?
So, you wanted to talk a little bit about the music scene in Charlotte in the 90s. But
Oh, yeah.
just before we get on there, I want to plug this right quick.
Plug it.
Since I have them in my hand. Good gosh. What am I doing? I don't even know what I'm doing here. Hold on a second, fellas. I got something I want to show you. Well, damn it. I can't get the right one. But anyway. Got this in hand right now. Are you sure Hank done it this way? 7-inch with lo-fi remix of Sweet Georgia Brown. Now, everyone that ordered these records, they went out today. Now, unless you ordered it with one of the hoodies that I haven't got back yet, then it'll go when the hoodies come. But go to the ANTiSEEN.com, Big Cartel store. Get you one right now. We got pink vinyl. We got black vinyl. You got to have it. But now we're going to go back. Oh, Callie wants to know, did you like the Morbius movie?
I do. I like it. I think you like it a lot more than me, right?
Man, when I first watched it, I went and saw it at the theater, of course, because you know I love Morbius. I didn't really care for it too much. And the first person I talked to about it was with Callie, and Callie loved it. Mm-hmm. And but it's like I listened to Kelly's point of view, like, okay, Kelly, why did you love it? And he's explaining it to me, and I'm like, okay, I understand that. And so I watched it. I've watched it 2 more times since then, and I'm enjoying it more because, man, I know everything. Everything can't be. Don't look in the basement.
Yeah.
I mean, like, for instance, I told the story about taking my daughter to see the new Elvis movie.
Which I have not seen.
Well, you need to. It's really, really good. And it's because now I know, see, I couldn't get her to sit through a 90-minute Elvis documentary, but I could get her to sit through an almost 3-hour Elvis movie filmed the way people like to see movies now, filmed with this new kid that, all
like the Queen movie.
Yeah,
Just like
exactly. See? So it opens a new audience to this stuff. And, people raised hell about Kate Bush and Metallica getting re-popular because of Stranger Things. But, man, I think that stuff I think it's good. I think it's really good for those
It is
people.
good, considering I thought that John Redmond was the only person that liked Kate Bush for 30 years.
Really?
I just didn't know she had any fans, but you remember he loved it.
I loved her too, but man, she never broke in the States.
No, maybe
Ever.
that's what it was. John
Never.
Redmond used to just love her, and I was like, I really don't know who that is, John, but here she is.
Well, we're going to talk about the 90s.
Let's do it.
There's one thing I wanted you to talk about now. You did talk about this to me before we went on. Tripp is considered one of the premier guitarists from that era and still is to this day, if you ask me. But he's got some secrets to reveal.
Well,
he's going to reveal it right here on Break On Through.
Well, of course.
Go ahead.
I'll break this up.
All right.
I'll break it down.
Break it on.
Break it on.
Break it on through.
A lot of people don't know this. I'll start with this. I played guitar right-handed. Tripp is not right-handed whatsoever. I can't do anything right-handed. Tripp is left-handed. Okay, so Tripp's already at a disadvantage. Another disadvantaged thing that Tripp has is this. I don't know any scales. I only hear guitar. So therefore, well, I'm throwing this out here because nowadays it's kind of like, well, back in my day, it was like, you can't say, hey guys, I want to be in your band. I don't know his scales. I can't tune a guitar and I'm playing with the wrong hand. Can I join? But nowadays it seems like it's acceptable. I'll see guys, Steve even does it. Steve Winslow says like Eddie Van Halen's this or whatever. He doesn't even know how to play a guitar, but he's this good. And then I thought, well, you know what? I can come out of the closet with this. But in any event, I don't know a guitar scale. Like a guitar scale. Somebody could say, do you know the so-and-so scale? Oh, no one. Not one. I didn't know how to tune a guitar all the way down. I just tuned them all the way down to a 16. Not even the 5th and 6th, whatever there. I just, all the way down. The same thing. And like I said, this is me playing a guitar with my right hand, and this is me playing a guitar with my left hand. See, I could have been way better if they would have just let me have a left-handed guitar, and that may have probably sped up the procedure. but like I said, now that it's cliche to not know what the fuck you're doing,
we built an entire career about not knowing what we're doing.
I did that forever. Because I remember not too long ago, somebody was asking me about a guitar player that was from around here. I think it was like Ron. Is it Ron? Ron Dalton? He's
Ron Dalton.
He's really,
Yeah.
he's really good.
His son's a really good
No, yeah,
player
it's
now.
the son. It's the son. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So they go, they say, hey man, you and him, y'all are like great guitar players over the past 30 years. I said, well, the difference between us is I play a guitar. He knows how to play a guitar. So it's a difference. You know what I mean? You can tell a guy like that. I texted him on Facebook one time. Play the lead to so and so. You could obviously tell he can read music. So he goes and reads it. And he's playing it for me like an hour later. Mm-hmm. That's the difference. He knows how to play a guitar. I just played the guitar.
So what do you want to talk about the 90s, man? I'll tell you, as far as ANTiSEEN goes, in the 90s, 91 to 97, was some of our biggest years, I think.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the biggest being, it started in 91. It kind of started to level out in 97, 98. But the peak would have been 93, 4, 5, 6.
Yes.
You know? Because, man, you know, we were playing the big crowds. Just about everywhere. I mean, definitely here. But SEDUCER, well, one thing I can tell you about the 90s in Charlotte is if you were a band, you knew two guys. You knew Tripp McNeil and you knew Bill Vassell from Bloody Mary. Because I'm going to tell you what, nobody, and that includes my camp, myself, nobody promoted shows like those two guys. Nobody. There were some guys that gave it a real good attempt, but they couldn't touch y'all. We couldn't touch y'all. That's why we get you on the bill, so you'll be advertising our damn show.
Well, yeah, that's why. Yeah. Well, the thing
Not to mention we were friends too.
The thing with Bill, you can't outwork him to begin with, so I had to go a different route. Okay, because I can't outwork this guy. This guy's like handing out flyers at other people's shows that I wouldn't attend, but he would attend just to get that word out. So I said to myself, what can I do? I said, maybe if I get chummy with like the club owners, you know, like Rocky, Adele at Jeremiah, stuff like that. So at some point, I got to the situation where they would let me book the shows. I mean, they'd come to me, they'd call me up, they, you know, tell me to come down there. I sat in the office with them 1,000 times, and we'd go through the list of bands, and I would, like you already know with my guitar playing, I would pull the wool over their eyes and tell them that grunge music did not exist and it was no good and nobody would like it. When I knew good and well in 1992, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 that it was dominating, but I didn't want you to have to go see that crap. I wanted you to go see Motorhead and Merciful Fate, stuff like that, right? So anyway, they would come up to me and they'd go, "You think this band would do it?" I looked at Soundgarden. They don't draw. They don't draw. But I think, I don't know, maybe the guy, you know, the Thin Lizzy Guns 21 guys, that draws. Well, at least Thin Lizzy did at one point.
You're the one that got 21 guns in there?
It was you know, pulling the wool over Soundgarden.
All right. Hey, I went to that 21 gun show.
That's right. So what I would do is just tell them that, so they would book the bands that I would, you know, might like to open up for. So that being the case, one time Cheap Trick came, and I said, I got the perfect opening act. And Debbie Jennings, that woman that used to write for like this music magazine, she told Rocky, she said, "They're awful. Don't get them. That won't work. That's not it." I said, "Rocky, who do you trust? Me or her? They're perfect. Who do you want to get?" ANTiSEEN. Cheap Trick and ANTiSEEN, just like this, perfect. Went over good, did it?
Yeah, it went over. I don't know if good is the word we'd use, but it went over. But yeah, we opened for Cheap Trick. And man, this is like 93, 94. It was like all piss and vinegar. All right, guy, we ain't gonna have this, we ain't gonna have this, we ain't gonna have this. This is a family type show. Well, of course, we go on, and all the things we were told we weren't going to do, we did in the first 3 songs. So, yeah.
That's the beauty of it.
That's that attitude we had.
Yeah, and Tom was a huge Cheap Trick fan,
Yep.
and he wanted that show, so I was going to make sure I told as many lies as I could to get that. Here's another one. The guys from Atlanta that are like, this is like mid-90s, lower 90s, they're coming to Charlotte now, and they're going to make you pay to play, right? So
I remember hearing about all that. Yeah,
I ruined that too.
Good.
You're welcome. So they show up, right? And they give you a big stack of tickets and stuff like this is the way it works now, guys. You're in the big time. This is what we're going to do. So they have a show at the 1313. They get SEDUCER, 5, 6 other groups or whatever. And they give us a big stack of tickets. So Creative Loafing wants to interview me on the show. And I let the cat out of the bag. Got to do it. Said they make us trying to make us pay to play. You know, this is horse crap. Blah 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 blah. Well, obviously, the guy that put on the show's not happy with me now.
Right.
He's really mad.
He's upset.
but I'm willing to take one for the team, right? So I take one for for the team, and the show's a complete flop. I didn't sell any tickets, whatever like that, and it never happens again. Thank you.
Man, I remember that. That, like that all came back to me.
Yeah, I ruined that. I ruined that. That was going to be a thing.
Yeah, it was.
He was coming in.
Everybody was talking about
it. It was going to be a thing, and I fucked it up.
Yeah, you can thank Tripp McNeil for
You're
that.
welcome.
But I don't know. They probably still do that to a degree. Or
it was coming on strong. I mean, they meant business.
They were going to do it everywhere.
They meant business. You go around for $5 or $10 and sell your friends tickets, and then you pay to play. And you get a percentage of that back, which is pretty weak.
And you're doing all the damn selling. You're doing all the work.
You do everything.
Yeah.
All of it's kind of like you at the Walmart when you go out with holding up the ticket after you've done your own scanning. And they're chasing you, and you said you're going.
Yeah, I work at Home Depot, Walmart, Target. I work at all.
You work at all of them. You do all their work.
Yeah, I scan your stuff, bag it up, everything.
And then they follow me in the parking lot.
Hey, wait a minute.
Can I see your receipt?
I got no minute to wait.
What were you doing while I was in there doing your job?
I got to go to my other job.
But yeah, being three clubs close together like that through the '90s made it interesting. It was competition and all of that, but there was some really good bands. You know, like what you said. You know, well, Bloody Mary was excellent, and ANTiSEEN, SEDUCER. You know, there was all kinds of good punk rock, hard rock, metal. There's some death metal bands that were good that I remember seeing back there.
Well, the thing was, man, we had got so to where we could pack a club so well. We started doing 2-night stands at club advertising
like
that
tabloids.
Tabloids Live. We advertised that we were doing 2 complete sets each night, and we would have 2 different opening groups each night. And man, it was very successful. Now that only lasted for a short time before it also started to fizzle out
because they discovered that grunge was a real thing. I hid it as long as I could.
Yeah, you did. We opened for Soundgarden one time.
Did you?
Yeah. At oh god, what was it? 1313.
I saw that show. I guess I didn't get there in time to see you. I saw Soundgarden there.
Yeah. I guess it was 1313. The one downtown.
Yep. It was a park elevator then, maybe, or 13.
No, it wasn't park. No, it was the 13. No, yeah. It was the one that it was something central.
4808 Club.
4808.
Yeah.
Yes. 4808.
Well, there you go. And Wicked Ways was a Charlotte band. Yep, enjoyed that. There was a Buster Rogue. I liked Buster Rogue.
Yeah, I remember Buster Rogue.
I tell you what, I liked Bloody Mary's drummer, Joe.
Look, Joe's usually on here, man.
Joe, I loved your drumming. I always loved Joe's drumming. Because our drumming had, I'd want it to be kind of like what, Joe would do, like some straight da-da-da-da-da. But I couldn't get that out of Zate because he liked jazz. So we had kind of a metal jazz thing going, whatever like that. But then I'd hear Joe play, and I go, man, I could write songs with Joe. Because I liked the way he just beat the crap out of them, didn't he? I like that.
Well, man,
Chronic Disorder.
Yeah.
Chip, Brad.
Man, we had members from Chronic Disorder. We had most of SEDUCER. Man, even Zayton from SEDUCER auditioned for ANTiSEEN. But I'm telling you, when I say he couldn't cut it, I'm just saying he couldn't cut it with us. Now, he was a very unique drummer, and he was perfect for SEDUCER.
It was difficult to write with him, though.
Yeah, I guarantee
it was difficult because he wasn't on task.
See that.
Exactly what you wanted, but I can see how he would play with you, and you would want it just to be straight, and he can't. He can't even give you that.
He couldn't do it. We tried to play Haunted House.
Just can't give it to you straight. He goes off into Never Never Land, which it shows his talent. I mean, he could have been Frank Zappa's drummer.
Yeah, but I don't like Never Never Land.
There you go.
I like point A, point B.
There you go.
Let's get there in a minute and 20 seconds.
$1.20.
So, what the hell else about the 90s, man? Charlotte used to have a fair amount of clubs to play. You know, like, and there were bands that toured Charlotte. You know, they would be,
Why not?
yeah, I mean, they'd play
One side, the Milestone, and then go to Tabloids on the other side, and then they go to the Blowout.
and Jeremiah's
And then
Rockies, Blowout.
Yeah. Then do your own thing at a, whatever. I mean, you could actually go on tour in Charlotte. And like you said, if you're drawing anywhere from 100 to 500 people, then why not?
Right.
You know? And, one thing that's, the thing about Charlotte is, of all the bands that we've played with, we brought bands, to play with us in Charlotte, and but we never did play with any or go to Raleigh, because Raleigh and Charlotte do not like each other when it comes to music.
We thought that started with us. I don't know if it did or not.
No, well, it may have started with you, but it continued. You set the trend, because we wouldn't do it because we thought that was not what you did. We was like, we don't want any part of them.
Well, man, I'm going to tell you, like back in the early '80s, now when everyone's going up there seeing COC and No Labels and groups like that.
And you'd have thought we would have played with them at some point, and I've never seen one note by them.
But I'm telling you, I don't know if there's anybody up there would even admit to this now, and they probably think, "Oh, Jeff Clayton, man, you're just saying this shit because you got sour grapes." I don't got no sour grapes. I got no sour grapes from nobody, from nothing, man. I'm gonna tell you. But they used to say Charlotte was the redneck town, and they didn't like coming down here either.
Well, that's them holding their end of the bargain. I like it.
So we were a lot more blue collar, working class, and down here, and up there they're a little bit more collegiate, kind of like Andy Miller, a college guy. I'm just picking on you, Andy.
Well, he also says Bloody Mary used to play Raleigh. Yeah. Well, I guess so. Bill is a great. Right. I'm sure you had flyers there.
You had flyers up for Charlotte shows in Raleigh.
Yeah, there you go.
But I don't know. I mean, did that start with us, Andy, or was it always that way? Or do you know? Or did you come later?
All I know is I didn't know the exact rules, but Tom O'Keefe explained them to me. When many years ago, he was like, "Come here, buddy. We don't like Raleigh." Oh, okay, let's do it. so he explained to me the rivalry, right? Yeah. So I'm like, "Yeah, Team Charlotte, yeah."
But you know what, though? A lot of people don't realize this, man. But back when, now this is before ANTiSEEN. We're talking 81, 82. If one of your favorite bands were coming through town, for instance, for me, it would have been like Black Flag, the Circle Jerks, something like that. They would play Charlotte, Greensboro, and Raleigh. Sometimes Chapel Hill, which is basically like right next to each other. But see, if you wanted to back then, you'd go see Black Flag 4 or 5 times in your state, and but somehow, and I don't know if it was just for us or if it was for everybody felt this way, Greensboro kind of seemed like a no man's land. Like it didn't have allegiances to Raleigh or to Charlotte. And we played there a few times when there was a club that would have us, but man, that's been 30 years ago. 30 or 25 years ago.
That's it. You know this story, but a cool local rock story is when Ted Nugent, many years ago, was coming to the Charlotte Coliseum, and the opening band didn't show. Right, so they don't show.
The opening band was going to be Bon Jovi.
Oh, will be a Bon Jovi. Yeah, so they don't show. So somehow,
I think Bon Jovi like skyrocketed at that point. They weren't, they weren't opening band material no more. I think they were off the beat.
Yeah, they go at it. So I always go to these yard sales and I see the guitar player for Stratus. Right, he's like a 62, 3-year-old man now, whatever. He doesn't even look like a rock guy, but it's funny. But he tells me the story. He goes, the whole band of Stratus is at the Ted Nugent show. They're just they just happen to be there. So, but they're not all together, right? So they have to get on the announcement thing at the Charlotte Coliseum to get their attention because they're about to open up for Ted Nugent. And they go,
I remember this.
he goes, the dude tells me, he goes like, will the members of Stratus, local group, please come to the concession stand at 1C. We need to talk to you guys. So then they all showed up. 30 minutes later, they're playing. I mean, they're playing.
And they were going to a rock show, so they were already had on their rock star clothes.
Yeah. So like they go through there, they're like whatever. He said that they were completely unprepared, played like 3 or 4 cover songs, whatever.
Yeah, it was mostly covers.
But that's just a great. That's the one.
Yeah, it's a great story, man.
You're going
it was
to
great
see
to
Ted.
have seen that happen.
You're going to see Ted Nugent. Now you're playing.
Mm-hmm.
That is awesome. That's a great local story.
What the hell else?
Well, I used to do a lot of logos and stuff for different bands. You did like Bob Adderhold one time. Didn't you do his logo? That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. I remember I invited him over. It's like, yeah, man, we'll go to Jeff's house. He'll get you a logo. And you drew it. And I knew he was going to like anything you did, right? So you draw it. He said, yeah, man, we're going to take that.
And I was like, man, do you got any ideas? No.
No ideas.
Okay.
I remember driving over there with him. It's like he had nothing. He thought that you were the artist and the executive producer of the idea.
Man, I love it when people come with me with the idea.
Yeah, I bet.
Now, I like to make your idea come alive, but if I got to think it up too, damn, man. I don't like that too much. But I got to make a couple announcements before we sign off here, man. This show went by fast. This weekend in Lexington, Kentucky, Scarefest. You heard about it?
No, I have not.
Tripp, it's huge.
Really?
It is the biggest. It's one of the biggest horror conventions I think I have ever seen and looked at that wasn't in California or New York.
Who were the guests? I mean,
I was going to tell you, my friend Janice Blythe from The Hills Have Eyes, she's going to be there.
I try to get her on that Mad Monster every time.
Yeah,
they won't even answer. They're putting on people that I've never heard of, and I keep saying Janice Blythe would come. Well, she's nice, and I say that every time, and then I get like 100 likes. I get that people like that I said that, and then I get nothing.
Well, it's going to be her, Dee Wallace, and Michael Berryman for a Hills Have Eyes reunion. And then there's another guy, and I don't have my notes in front of me, but one of the guys from Hills 2. So that's her, Berryman, and this fella from Hills 2, like a miniature Hills 2 reunion. But man, they like Robert Englund's there.
He's at Mad Monster too in February. Yeah.
Linnea Quigley. Man, it's just tons. It's big. It's fucking huge, man. But that's happening this weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday in Lexington, Kentucky. Also this weekend in San Antonio, Texas. Rule Breakers Ball, number 2. Now we're talking about Rancid Vat, Before I Hang, The Guillotines, Wrath of Typhon. Lots of other great bands, man. If you happen to be on that end of the country this weekend, you need to go by there.
Remember the time that Phil left his pillow and you had to mail it back to him?
Yeah. Hey, I left a pillow one time and I made him turn around and go back 45 minutes to get it.
Yeah, it's a special pillow Phil had.
It's a special pillow. I need that pillow.
Yeah. That is awesome. I mean, because of the way people probably perceive people like you or me, and they go, "Did he just say he went back for his pillow?"
Hey, I remember once in Lexington, Kentucky, I was walking across the parking lot. Adam Neal was going to drive. See, I needed to get some sleep because I could feel my voice getting weak, and I needed a good night's sleep. And so there was still like we played first, and it was the Obsessed and I Hate God. But I went ahead and played first. We played first, and I'm just like, man, I gotta get to bed, you know. And Adam offered to drive me back to the hotel, like then. So I go walking across the parking lot with my bag and my pillow, and everyone's like, hey, look, he's got his pillow. I'm like, what the hell else am I going to sleep on? Think I sleep on a garbage can lid? Goddamn.
Can I do one more local?
Yeah, go ahead.
One more local story. We're playing tabloids, right? And I knew this police officer. And earlier in the day, and he played drums. He was, a pretty good drummer, whatever. like that.
I remember.
Oh, this is great. This is great. So I said, dude, I need you to come to tabloids tonight, and we'll play Breaking the Law while you're in full police gear. And he said, all right, man, that sounds cool. I didn't think he would do it. So anyway, I'm at tabloids, and they come to me and say, is this Tripp McNeil? Yes. I'm not going to tell you the police officer's thing. He said, he called and said he wasn't going to make it. I said, okay. So I did that little star or whatever thing that makes it call the last number, that whatever. So I go, hey, dude, you got to do it. You got to do it, right? So I talk him into it. He comes, right? So the gimmick is he comes in, arrests the drummer, plays Breaking the Law with us.
And it was great.
The only problem is we don't tell anybody that it's a ruse, and they think it's a cop. So he's catching some flack, right? He's catching real flack. Fuck you, get out of here. You're ruining everything. Cops suck. The whole 9 yards or whatever, like that. So check this out. He puts the handcuffs on Zay, takes him out back, pulls out drumsticks out of his pocket. I mean, this dude still got a gun on, right? I mean, he's got everything because I think maybe he was even on duty.
Yeah, I think he was.
I think he was on duty, right? So we go through.
He was a cruiser.
Yeah. So we go through Breaking the Law, going, da, 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 da. And the crowd goes crazy. We love it, Breaking the Law. And then, whatever, now everything's cool. And everybody after that says, hey, man, I like the way you got that dude to dress up like a police officer and pretend like he knew Judas Priest Breaking the Law. That was so cool. Who thought of that, man? Because, I mean, and to get that, it looked realistic, too, the way the costume was and stuff, man. And I was going, oh, shit. They don't realize that this was really a Charlotte cop doing that. Like, that's for real.
Man, you pull off some of the greatest gimmicks and stuff.
I'm the
and
gimmick
people
man.
Just go, is that real?
I got a real
wasn't
cop.
even real.
Yeah, I got a real cop. You don't like the grunge. He knows no scales.
Well, Tripp, as always, it's a good time having you here.
Yes, sir.
And one day we're going to get on here and we're going to talk about something that's going to happen in the future on Long Haired Weirdo Records. I want to put out a best of SEDUCER on LP. And this is the team to get it done right here.
That is right. That is a team.
You can take that however you want it, but great having you. I'm sure the punters enjoyed having you here. And we're going to have you on again soon.
All right.
You hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, then. Hey, everybody.